Hello again, I'm Tripp Rogers, and this is Tripp's Take. Yes, you may notice a little bit of different background since I am on vacation this week, sort of. I am back home in New Jersey, visiting my old haunts down at the Jersey Shore, and it is a rather eye-opening experience. First of all, I think the funny thing is that if you don't do something for a long time, and I have not driven up from Savannah to New Jersey in a couple of years. I mean, I've driven down from New Jersey down to Savannah, but that was a 2-day trip, and that was with my daughter. But the funny part of it is, I didn't realize how short of a drive it really was. It really wasn't as bad. And we've been doing it in 2 days, but really we could have done it in one. That's kind of the thing we found out about. And the road really wasn't that bad. I mean, 95 is 95, and of course, can always stop at my favorite place, Wawa. Although I'm rethinking my allegiance to Wawa, since they're now the official hoagie of the Philadelphia Eagles, and I am a big fan of the New York Football Giants, although I might be rethinking that too after their performance on Sunday. But anyhow, you know, Bon Jovi's the one who says you can't go home. Well, you can go home. And it is really great to get back into New Jersey. And I got to say, this is what they call locals summer. And the weather here has just been so lovely. I mean, no humidity, unlike Savannah, where we have humidity basically from April to October. So it is so nice to not have to deal with humidity. And we have been on the beach a couple of days, and it has been very lovely. A nice breeze coming off the ocean. The ocean's still a little on the cool side, but nice ocean breeze or water breeze, and it's very, very nice at the beach. But went up to the Seaside Heights Boardwalk, and this is really the first time I have been to the Seaside Heights Boardwalk in a couple of years. Now, I was there with my daughter in 2021, but there was really nothing open. It was middle of January. So the last time that I was on the boardwalk during the summer season, I guess you would say, was, back in 2017. So it's been a long time. And I think the thing that really, really shocked me was the cost and how much the cost of things has gone up in 7 years. Now, I had seen some indicators and I'd seen some things that said, food had gotten really expensive on the boardwalk, but I wasn't sure. And then I went and looked at the price of a boardwalk pie. Now, for those of you who don't understand, boardwalk pie is a very large pizza. I want to say maybe 22 inches, 24 inches in diameter. It's really big. And the boardwalk pies, I remember them being about $25. And I thought that was awfully expensive. And this is, again, back, 7, 8, 9 years ago. $45. I was stunned. Now, I wouldn't buy a boardwalk pie unless I had enough people to eat it. Because I got to tell you, the slices of pizza are huge. And I had one slice. I was good with that. Sandy had one slice. Good with that. But that to me is just unreal. And I was talking to my cousin Barbara, who lives in Lavallette, and she said, yeah, we went up with the grandkids and just could not believe the cost of the games. We played the basketball shooting game, and I remember that being, $5 for 3, $7 for 10. Well, it was $7 for 20. Threw in an extra one for us, so it was $8 for 20. And we ended up with a small stuffed turtle. But Sandy was very happy with it, and I was happy to do that for her. But it's amazing. And you wonder how people can afford it. But then again, you take a look at the cost of homes in and around the Jersey Shore. And I think that's the other part of this equation, that prices have just shot through the roof. And we're talking about, homes that were maybe 200,000-300,000. I mean, homes that 20, 30 years ago were maybe in the 70s have now quadrupled in price, at least. I mean, there are homes that go for $1.5 million on the Jersey Shore. Now, and I'm talking about the Jersey Shore, I'm talking about Lavallette, Wortley Beach. You know, these aren't big houses. These are 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom houses, $1.5 million. Unreal. So, which leads me to the case, or to the point that here we are in a presidential election, and the prices have just been astronomical over the course of the last 4 years. So the question I have, and I asked this of both candidates, what are you going to do to bring prices down? What can you do? Because I don't know of anything that goes down in price. Once it goes up, it stays up. It doesn't go down. And the problem is, you know, who can afford to go to the boardwalk for amusement? Who can afford to go to a baseball game or a football game? I mean, the thing I realized a long time ago is the way prices have gone up for entertainment, sporting events, that kind of thing. I can give my daughter the same experiences I had, but it's so much more expensive. I took her to her first baseball game at Yankee Stadium, 40 years to the day I went to my first game. Tickets for that game that I went to in 1968 cost $16 for 2 box seats. Tickets that I bought for my daughter and I in 2008, $270 a piece. And there is no way my daughter, if she ever has a kid, is going to be able to afford to bring her kids to baseball games. Now, I went to a ton of games as a kid. Tickets were not as expensive. She's gone to a couple of games. I mean, we've gone to minor league games. And again, being from the Jersey Shore and the Toms River area, we had the Lakewood Blue Claws, the Trenton Thunder, the Somerset Patriots. For a time, we had the Atlantic City Surf. So we've had there's a lot of opportunities, and we've had more fun going to these minor league games than going to a major league game. But that's aside. It's a cost of the event. It's a cost of what you pay for. It's just unbelievable. And there is no way she will be able to give her kids the same thing that I gave her, or her mom and I gave her. She was a kid. Same way that the same things that my mother and father gave to me and my sister, not going to be able to be done. What does it say when people stop going to the movies because it's so expensive? That's a problem. Somebody has got to come through with a plan to lower prices, because it is just astronomical. And I don't even want to think how much things cost at the store. But it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. That is Tripp's Take for September the 13th, or the 12th, 2024. I'd love to hear your comments and questions about my podcast. Feel free to email trippstake@gmail.com. Fantasy football players, the Hall of Famer Mike Sheck, and yours truly, Tripp Rogers, back with the Fantasy Sultans. You can catch us this week on Spotify for podcasters. We didn't do our normal YouTube because, again, I'm away from my normal studio setup. And also, don't forget, you can catch us on Fox Sports New Jersey and Fox Sports Jersey Shore every Sunday at 12 noon, available online at foxsportsnewjersey.com. If you like the music of the 60s, 70s, and 80s, give a listen to WTRSradio.com online. Join me again next week for another edition of Tripp's Take. Thanks for tuning in at this point. I'm Tripp Rogers. Make it a great one.